Welcome to the CX Live Dialogues. I'm delighted to have with us today Mamoun Almouri, the Regional Vice President at Uniphore for Middle East and Africa region. Mamoun is a customer experience industry veteran with over 17 years of experience in the field. Prior to Uniphore, Mamoun worked with UJET CX as VP for MEA and South Europe region. And before that, he was CX management leader at Cisco covering Europe and MEA region. He has also held leadership roles at Avaya. Mamoun has a wealth of knowledge about how to best leverage technology to help organizations transform their CX experiences as well as contact centers. His work in transforming CX for organizations has been accoladed by various organizations. Welcome, Mamoun. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thanks a lot, Ayesha. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, and thank you always for putting up good work.
It's always a pleasure. Now, Mamoun, the rise of omni-channel experiences is transforming customer interactions. How can businesses effectively integrate various channels to create a seamless and cohesive journey? And what role does technology play in achieving this integration?
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Ayesha, for the question. I think I want to give, because this is a very broad question, I just want to narrow it down to the audience, focusing on the AI angle of it. All right, so how AI coming to the new mix, because omnichannel been there for quite some times. And I think the direct answer to this, which is not many people talking about it, but I think Uniphore is coining that term. We're saying that omnichannel require an omni AI. And it's not truly a hype, Ayesha. So in the nutshell, the way I think about it is that you want AI that you build it once, you deploy it everywhere, regardless of the channel that you use and how you transition between all these channels. You would have a singular AI that conversing with the customer. So imagine you contact with a brand, whether it's a voice, whether it's a chat, whether it's an email, whether it's a messaging, whether it's a singular thing. And that's actually the omni channel is just take me back or in all the way to when I started my career, and I'm looking at what organization is doing here at this point of time. They're actually investing in AI in the same mistaking way that they've done at the beginning of my career. At that time, multi-channel came into play. The way organizations respond to it was investing in multi-channel in silos. This has led to the problem of siloed multi-channel, which is being solved by, the way we formulate the answer to that omnichannel problem is by omnichannel. And if I look at what the organization today is doing, organization is investing in AI in siloed as well. Literally, like in the chatbot, they're investing it separate. In WhatsApp bot, they're investing in it separate. In voice bot, they're investing it separate, and so on and so forth. So, and this will lead to a bigger problem than what happened before. Because AI, as you know, Ayesha, is a learning entity. So you're putting a learning entity in one place, and it's learning here, and that learning is not reflected anywhere. And then eventually, if you want to come to solve that problem, literally you would need to switch off an AI, a learning model that's learned in certain places. You're going to switch off that. So it's kind of like, if you want to be dramatic, you're going to kill that AI in a way, correct? Because you're going to have the omni AI strategy within it. And I think Uniphore did a very good job in this. At the get-go, we have an omni AI, and actually Uniphore, what they did, they expanded this concept beyond just having it at the conversational side. We actually took this thinking of having a singular AI, and we took it all the way across the whole customer journey. Even if you speak with a human being, even at the analytics side, you have a singular AI across the whole customer journey, and even in the operational side. You know, so, and I think that is eventually will drive consistency for customers, will make AI lane much faster as well, and thus provide a much better experience, will lower TCO for the customer, total cost of ownership. They will lower cost on them. They will achieve much rapid ROI. You build AI once you deploy it everywhere. So it's kind of, on paper, it's look like why people is not doing it. And I keep asking myself this, like, it's amazing. Like, if you look at it on paper, it's unbelievable. Like, you've got to do that. But it's still, you know, and when I look at the organization, the way organization structure, I think everybody's still looking at it in the siloed approach. And Ayusha, you lived that earlier. There was no CX leader, correct? So then everybody was looking at investing on multi-channel in a different way, because there was no ownership on how we're gonna orchestrate all that all together. Okay, so it's maybe a long answer for a question, but I'm quite like, I'm looking at the organization. I'm saying like, I really saw this movie before, and I'm trying to advocating for that flow. I think Uniphore is doing a really good job on this, but it's not really just about the Uniphore, though I'm representing Uniphore, and wholeheartedly I believe in the strategy and what we do. But I'm thinking from an industry standpoint, like, we're just doing the same mistake, but it's a bigger mistake than before. But yeah, I hope we see some organizations actually, understanding that concept, and they are investing it in a more strategic way. And yeah, I hope we see more organizations doing the same.
Some very, very pertinent issues that you've raised there, Mamoun, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for most organizations across the globe right now. And it is a complex problem, isn't it? Now, with this continuous integration of AI and machine learning in customer service, there's a wide range of possibilities that exist for organizations. What strategies do you recommend for organizations to strike the right balance between automation and maintaining a personalized human touch in their interactions with customers?
Yeah, I love the question, Ayusha. So I think we in life, I'll do a little philosophical, then I go to that answer. I think we in life, we like to think of things like as black and white in a way, correct? And almost everything in life is a spectrum, correct? It's like, it's not whether you're patient or not, it's how patient you are. It's like, and you apply this to everything. It's a spectrum. And I love the question when you ask about a balance, because eventually, at one day, we will come and we'll find AI, the most hyper-personalized conversation. I call it, it will be an AI-driven conversation. Because what happened, I'm a human being, I call it. Now, this AI is literally will make that customer run the conversation. And this is the hyper-personalization. The customer is running that conversation. So the AI is saying, how can I help you? And it bring all the resources, all the capability within the organization to solve that customer and attend to that customer. And the more you feed that AI, the stronger it will become, and the better it will serve that customer. So no education, no adoption, no that. The AI will learn, just will ingest it, will learn, and make it available to the customer side. So that's we will reach to, in at one time in the near future, that will be the end of the spectrum, correct? And then we got to the other end of the spectrum, no AI, no automation, nothing. So human being is conversing with the AI. So that's the two ends of the spectrum. So the question is how you achieve the balance. And the interesting thing about this question is actually the balance depends on the status quo of the organization, where they are stand from a data standpoint, how much they invest, do they have a data literacy, do they have an AI literacy, do they have where they stand is determine actually where their balance should lie. And sometimes organization, they will find them behind on something, but they are looking like, I wanted the end game, correct? And that's great, but to reach the end game, you need to delay that gratification in a way, and you kind of need to go in a roadmap perspective to achieve that. The vision is great, but you need to start from there. And there is a nice saying, say whatever is going to be automated, it will be automated. Like there's a rule on certain this, I forgot who said that, but there's a rule on this. Whatever is going to be automated, it will be automated. And I think that will be a good thing eventually for everybody for so many reasons. But back to that balance thing, I believe that every organization should assess what they are, and I think eventually they should start that bricks and build up that right foundation to where they should start. So for example, when I go to organization, they have some hesitation about whether the AI will be best ready to converse with our customers, doesn't have experience. I say, all right, so that doesn't kill the AI. That's just bring AI, but you need to have this omni thinking, correct? Bring that AI, make it run analytics for you. The moment now it's analyzing, you see it transcribing the conversation, it's giving you the right analytics, the right intent, giving you right intelligence, and you are so confident about it. Like you see it in front of your eyes, then you say, okay, I want to now, this AI, because it's Omni AI, I can expand it into conversing with the customers. I can expand it into co-piloting my human beings and so on and so forth. So assessing, back to the question, assessing where you are, know where you are in the spectrum, automate smartly. In a way, I know it's a broad thing, but automating smartly is, in my opinion, should not at all impacting customer experience. And there is a huge, I've seen a lot of people saying people doesn't like to speak with AI, doesn't like to speak to chatbot. And if you go to the fundamental, research shows that we human beings love self-service in general. We love to, I don't want, I want to go in and get my things done very quickly. But when it is done right, correct? If it is done right, I don't want to be correct. Like you, if it is done right, automation, we love automation as a human being. But because and they call it the anchoring bias, our first interaction with the chatbot wasn't good. Then we start saying we don't like to speak with the chatbot. Because it's useless, correct? It's not automation done right. But I don't think that should prevent organization, but start from that thinking. Omni AI, start from a use cases, make it not compromising the customer experience. For example, put up that AI to speak within your, as I said, start with analytics. Make it to help the human being inside the organization. Make it internally working. Correct. Let's chat with the AI. Let's help it in a help desk. Let's use it for co-piloting agent on the piloting agent to the call center. Once you're confident, you start migrating that into I'm not saying that AI is not ready, by the way, to converse with the customer, but I'm saying if you have that perception, just to start where you have so many use cases that you can start to achieve that balance. But I think today, what are we seeing with LLM? Becoming as center in the conversational AI, we're seeing actually AI is very ready to be able to start conversing with the customer, supporting them in the much better way. But I think that is required a design thinking as well in how you're going to design AI. And AI is failing is just bringing the right human being to that conversation and attending to the customer and provide the customer experience the right way.
That's pretty spot on, Mamoun. And I guess the challenge with organizations right now is ascertaining what their journey would be in achieving these end goals. Now, what are some of the new technologies that you believe can empower human agents to deliver the exceptional and empathetic customer experience we've just spoken about?
Amazing. Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about this, but eventually I believe this is one of the use case that is overlooked by many organizations. And I think the reason for it, because it's not visible to the outside world, correct? Sometimes we want this shiny thing, we want to go announcement, we want to go do that thing. But eventually, if you look at one of the most strongest use cases, I believe, for AI today is AI co-piloting the agent. It's an augmentation for work. And it will replace it will automate a lot of things, but it's an augmentation for work, So in that scenario, you will have an AI conversation coming to the agent, whether it's an agent, telesales, the salesperson is a collection agent, is coming to that the knowledge worker or agent or what I call it. So now you'll have an AI listening to that conversation. And then actually based on that listening, it will recommend the next best action for that agent. And beyond that as well, you will have the ability, if there is certain processes, like you call in, I want to waive the fees. What agent do today? Say, okay, let me put you on hold. It open another system, enter to waive a fees for a credit card or something. Now you'll have an AI is doing that. So the co-pilot really augmenting the agent. So it's supporting the agent and saying like, do this. The customer is upset. Let's do this. That's the next best action to help the customer. Waiving a fees. The agent will tell the AI, waive the fees, and the AI will take care of it. So what happens now? See the beauty about, backing to this like automation and CX. And when automation done right, the average handling time will be much lower. So the ROI will be much better. But a much happier customer as well. Correct? I'm not being put in hold. I spend 3 minutes on the conversation rather than spending 5 minutes, correct? Like I'm much happier customer, but at the same time, the ROI is you get it. CX improvement, which is the most important. I would call it cherry on top. You got your ROI, hard dollar ROI from the automation part, from the augmentation part, you're lowering the average handling time. And if you start thinking about this as well, Ayusha, we start seeing a lot of use cases for this coming for sales and collection. So we work some organization, and I love the discussion when we had it at that. So the collection team and the sales team came in, and the sales was saying that when we work in our working mode, we find there is a better way to qualify this. There is a better way to close, to have a closure on something. There is a way to drive value. So what happens when they find it? They want to train people how to do it. Now, in this case, when you have the AI is co-piloting the agent, you don't need to train people to do it. You need to train the AI to do it. Because now AI is being used across the whole agents, and agents will be sitting there, and they will see that the AI is saying, like, this customer is interested, use this language to try to qualify him for the offer, or to make the close, or maybe do the right collection with them, or whatever it is that you are doing with the customer. So you're actually making the training time extreme. You make it much more agile in the organization, the ongoing organization, and that has a huge improvement into things. So this level of agility is you can achieve it almost only with the AI. Instead of having a monthly tryout and see, okay, we're going to do this script, we're going to do it that way, then you will have almost an endless way to test things, correct? And you see how that goes within the organization. But we've seen this as well for the because as you know, Ayusha, the contact center, and especially the contact center, there is a high turnover of the agents. So agents, when they leave the organization, you keep recruiting and so on and so forth. Then this onboarding time and training time is very tedious. And with this technology, I was so happy in one of our customers we have here to see it firsthand, is to see them dropping the training time from 3 weeks to days. Because that's beautiful, correct? The agents need to come in, just know how to deal with the AI. So the AI is doing this, saying this, so I need to follow up where I change my tune, some notification. Like, you just literally need to learn what is the AI is providing you, instead of using so many screens, so many trainings, so many, what are you going to do in this scenario, and be that's ninja, and this still he's a new agent, and he will need to learn, and so on and so forth. You will have the AI bring that consistency as well, bring that level of knowledge to the agent and on the right spot. And eventually, the AI will be learning from human as well, correct? And that is the interesting dynamics where it will happen. So now, if the AI said something, recommended something, and the agent find out, like, you know what, that wasn't the right thing. And now we will have quality team look at this in the analytics side and saying, like, wow, there is who was right. And if the agent was right, now you will override the AI model. And the AI model next time, it will become better, it will become smarter. And now when you expose it to customer, because you have an Omni AI, it will actually be smarter and better. So so that's I think one of, and I see it, I'll close on that for this question. And I see this is one of the most prominent use case, because Uniphore now expanding from a conversational AI into enterprise AI. This is one of our prominent use case to expand into enterprise AI, to start getting this co-pilot using our knowledge AI, LLM model, and our conversation, and we start expanding that into other people in the organization, like salespeople, communicating in a normal sales call, in a knowledge worker, back office worker. You have an AI, IT team, and so on and so forth. So HR. So this co-pilot element, I would believe, is the most prominent, is the most, you can get the highest ROI out of this, and you're training your AI with your best people as well. And that is, I had this conversation with the salespeople, like, say, Mamoun, there's things that it's not in data, it's not in a place, it's like you cannot teach it. Like, there's some people, they know how to navigate it. Put the AI to co-pilot the agent. That's your best agent. Make them co-pilot. Make them learn from the best and the best. And the AI is unbiased, correct? Is like, you will teach it. It will learn. It's not gonna come, upset from something, and it's gonna behave in a different way. So it will behave in that consistent way. Learn. It will grow, and it will learn in that consistent way.
Thank you, Mamoun, for sharing these wonderful cases and obviously the scenarios that are impacting organizations as we speak. And within that is obviously another very pertinent question, which is how is AI actually going to shape CX to predict and proactively fulfill customer needs even before they arise? What would be your suggestion for this?
Yeah, absolutely. That's, I think, where is the will be the next frontier for the AI, correct? And for us is the first and that is applied to everything in life, correct? The first thing is you listen, you learn, then you respond, but then you become that go-to, basically, correct? Because I know what to do, and I can take actions based on that. I have high confidence of that is the right next action. And to make it, I think it's obvious, really, within that, Ayusha. In a one day, AI will start having capturing data, and how much you feed it with data is how much will be able to be proactive. For example, if you just get it with data from your organization, you will be able to get that response, and there will be some incremental improvement of how the AI will support and how will provide that right support for the customer. But if you think about it, even for organization today, not so many organizations leverage the wealth of their recording, for example, correct? They have a lot of recordings, a lot of conversation, and everybody knows how Jeff Bezos, for example, was obsessed in the contact center. He has an obsession, and if he wanted to know what is happening, he used to call the call center. You want to literally do that, because eventually you will know. You want to measure your CSAT, do it in real time. And there's so many stories around it. But if you got the AI, you got all this wealth of knowledge within the AI, and you pass it, that's now you're bit or significantly better. But now imagine you start capturing this data from multiple places as well, from external data, correct? From social data, from whatever it is. Then I start knowing that, this customer is searching on my competition website. So he's churning, correct? And his conversation with my agent, he's angry. I mean, his sentiment is not good. And he mentioned competition many times. And he's telling us he's leaving, but we're not listening, correct? Because these calls is dropping. How many usually organization, they listen to 10 calls per agent per month? So that's how equality works, correct? Maximum 20 or whatever it is. It's going to be a very minor percentage of the number of calls that you do or conversation that you do with the customers. So if you get the AI that is actually listening to all the conversation, and then you start mapping this data from other public data, and you start now having the right context within what is this? Actually, can become a good potential for customer retention as well. It's churning, but it can become actually another opportunity for upselling as well, correct? That he's searching for this because he think we don't have this. And I'm telling you this, I was amazed. I was looking at one of the application of users. So let me mention it. It's a good thing. So it's Kareem, and I was shocked from the number of services they have. I literally bought. I wanted to buy flowers for my wife in her birthday, and I was looking for apps to do that, and I never considered Kareem for that. Then I find they have that. They have this kind of capability, correct? So that's become another upselling capability within that thing. So how much AI you feed with data, how much it will be much more confident to start, responding. And these response will be the most critical thing. If you sum it down to the business, correct? Then you narrow down from them. Is this customer churning, or we can grow with this customer, correct? So which is maximizing customer life value, or this customer is churning. Now, the customer is churning is another possibility, a potential for competitor, correct? So now this is how you increase your sales. So it's become like that cycle. So you can monitor competitors and see what people is saying, and that's become another sales. So you increase your top line, new customers acquisition, you improve your customer retention and key customer value with the AI. But with that is coming with these kind of elements. Then you start narrowing down with what is it? Better offers, listening to the customer, attend to their needs, being proactive within these kind of model. Of course, the last thing is within this, which is more tactical, and it's is the ability to figure out when is the right time to reach out to the customer, what is the right channel to reach out to this customer, or the customers, prospects, or so on and so forth. But eventually it's come to the customer side. So what is you start getting all these guys based on their personalized preference, and then you start attending to that in the right manner. I think that is, we will see AI is doing that very well. And hopefully one time we will find me having an avatar as an AI, and we will having organization will have an AI, and they're proactively communicating on certain things, correct? Like that's offer something, or like your flight has changed, and so and then it will be filtered when it's the right time to reach that. I think I wrote about this, and I think I don't think that is far a future, but that is something will be interesting to see. But I think that the bottom line with this really is, like, starting on this journey, it's the most vital and important element, and it doesn't have to be flashy. It has to be practical, and who does things practical, I think it will take them far.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Mamoun. As always, it's been a pleasure to have you join us today. And we look forward to meeting you and the Uniphore team at the Customer Experience Live show in Dubai in April. Until then, stay safe.
Thanks a lot, Ayusha. I'm saying this not because we're speaking, but CX Live is the most event where we look forward to. Like, seriously, on a physical event, this is our the best one. So absolutely, I'm looking forward to meet you there as always, and I'm sure it's going to be fun.
It would be fun. Looking forward to it, Mamoun. Take care till then. Bye for now.